It's so nice to see the progression of all my budding chefs out there. I haven't actually had a Pathia for a long time. I thought I had a Hertog Jan in the beer keg machine. That looks really cloudy. I don't think that is it. It ain't the best actually, maybe it's gone off. Welcome back to Al's Kitchen. Welcome back to another episode of 30-minute curries. Drinking a nice half pint of Hertog Jan. I've got a little bit of a cold. But what do they say? Starve a cold, feed a hangover. That's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, this week we're going to be doing a curry I know you all love. I know this because I know what you've all been watching from past episodes, and it's chicken pathia, or chicken pathia if you want to pronounce the H. Anyway, this is going to be a family style feeds for curry made from scratch, so no base gravy, Indian restaurant style, just Desi style home cooking. I hope you've been enjoying the series of the 30-minute curries, the Pakistani chicken karai and the Punjabi chicken curry. If you haven't already seen them, click the links in the description box below and take a look. You might learn some new skills, but whatever way, your family be eating some nice curries at the end of it. I'm thinking about doing chicken chasni next. But anyway, I want to cut to the chase with this one and get straight into the ingredients list. Now, as per the last two 30-minute recipes, finely dice 400 grams of onions, and we'll be blitzing them with your handheld blender or any blender of your choice. Make sure that the onion is blitzed really, really smoothly. I will be using 150 ml of oil. Now, the oil is very important when frying out the onion base. If you don't have enough oil to fry out the onion base, it can get very dry and sticky and it can burn. So we'll use the oil, and if there's too much for you, by the end of the curry, you can siphon off excess oil, spoon it off. We've got 60 grams of red bell pepper here. I've got 3 tablespoons of garlic and ginger paste. These are the frozen blocks, but if you use fresh, just make sure you get 3 tablespoons made up of equal amounts of both garlic and ginger. We've got 2 tablespoons of curry powder. I'm using my own Basar mix powder. If you want to buy that, please do. It'll put some money in my beer kitty and we'll both be happy. I'll be drinking, you'll be making curry. If you haven't got the Basar mix powder, you can use Mal Madras curry powder or an Indian restaurant mix powder of your choice. I've got 1.5 tablespoons of Garam Masala. I've got 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 star anise, about an inch long piece of cinnamon stick. I've got 1.5 tablespoons of mango chutney, a squirt of lemon juice if needed. Where's my lemon gone? It's sitting over here. I say if needed because the tamarind sauce can be sour, but I might need to make it a little more with this piece of lemon. I've got 1/2 tablespoon of Tandoori masala powder, 6 tablespoons of tomato puree, again mixed with water so it's easy to pour out, 2 teaspoons of hot chili powder and 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder, 1/2 tablespoon of Tandoori masala powder, and with this I've got 1 tablespoon of tamarind sauce. Now it is tamarind sauce and not tamarind concentrate, and I'll show you what it looks like. I've got the Maggi brand here. Let me show you in the camera. This one is sweet and sour all at the same time, and try and buy this. Most supermarkets sell it. If you can't buy this tamarind sauce, just use a bit of tamarind concentrate, but I would only use a 1/4 teaspoon because it is very, very concentrated and very, very sour. Now to garnish, I'll be using some fresh chopped coriander, and I'll also be using maybe just over a teaspoon of kasuri methi. Now, we're going to try and break this recipe down into 3s. So 10 minutes to cook out the onion base, 10 minutes to add all the other ingredients and bring them onto a simmer, and the last 10 minutes are perfecting 10 minutes to get the curry where we need it to be. And then obviously I'll be doing the taste test. So anyway, please follow along and watch close. Okay, so let's start by getting our oil nice and hot. We're going to put in our wood spices, which is the star anise and the small piece of cinnamon. We do that to infuse their flavours into the oil, not for very long though. Just 20 or 30 seconds is enough, because remember it's going to be cooking throughout the life of the curry's cooking process. Remember I said blend this nicely, no lumps. Right, so we're going to cook this for 10 minutes. So we're going to put it on the timer so you can see exactly how long this whole thing takes. Don't have the flame up too high, you want it to be sizzling away but not to get too hot. Right, so I'm going to be cooking this for 10 minutes and I'll be back in 10. Myself and Spicy Joe, Nigel at Spicy Joe's, we've been working hard to come up with some more blends. So rather than you go through my BIR recipes and have to get all the ingredients together, we have done it all for you. We've got Madras curry spice mix, we've got Dansak, we have got, what have we got here? We've got authentic Balti blend, we have got Vindaloo spice, the 5-spice Vindaloo. We've got Tikka restaurant style mix and the Karai spice mix from last week, the special authentic Karai. So the work's all been done for you. So get over to Spicy Joe's. I'll be leaving the link in the description box below and you can take even more headache out of making curry by getting your spices and just throwing in your curries. You'll have the blends that you need, all the work's been done. Right, so I've been nursing this onion, as you can see. It's gone ever so slightly golden brown. Perfect. Remember, don't let this burn, but make sure you cook it well enough. But now we're going to go in with all the spices. So it's Garam Masala, the curry powder, the chilli and the Kashmiri chilli, the turmeric and the Tandoori Masala, and the garlic and ginger paste. Well, we're going to add a tiny splash of water. I'll mix that through. Right, so there's your masala paste, all cooked out in the onion. That's beautiful. And now we're going to go in with the tomato paste. And mix that all through really thoroughly. Now you can see that the process is very similar to the last two curries. And I find using this silicone spatula works really well. That's excellent. Right, what else we got here? Right, so now we're going to go in with the chicken and coat all that paste onto the chicken. That'll do nicely. And what we're going to do is we're going to add in the red bell pepper. We're going to add 500 ml of water. Now I've used the water from the kettle so you don't have to bring it up to temperature because that's going to like kind of slow down the entire cooking process. Right, so give that a very gentle massage so we can dissolve down that masala base. Take it nice and gently. Oh, I just want to mention, people keep messaging me, emailing me, where did I get this huge wok from? I've told you before, I got it from my late mother, who got it from my sister, who bought it, I think, in Debenhams. Now, Debenhams is closed down, so that's a fat lot of good. So you still can't get it. So my mother's dead, my sister bought it, but she bought it in Debenhams. So, and I've done extensive searching and I can't find this anywhere. Right, so let me turn the flame to medium. Right, and what I'm going to add now is the salt and the tamarind sauce. And the mango chutney. Now, with sweet and sour dishes, it really does depend on how sweet and how sour you like it. So with these ingredients, the mango chutney and the tamarind, and basically increase the amounts as you like. Right, so give that a stir. Right, what we're going to do now, we're going to put the lid on for 10 minutes. And then I'll come back and see how it's getting on. Remember, you're going to want the lid on. Right, while we're waiting for that to cook, let me tell you about my new website that I'm launching right now. I'll leave all the comments in the description box below. Go check it out. It's got everything in one place. My Instagram account, all my YouTube videos can be found there, and there's all these subcategories so you can find the ones you want. You know, the old classics, the hot, the authentic style with no base gravy. There's even a shop where you can buy some spices, some kitchenware, some aprons, blah, blah, blah. Go and check it out. I'll leave the link in the description box below. And I want to thank Russ Michaels for helping me with this website, in actual fact building it. If you want to check him out, if you're business minded and you've got something going on in your life that requires a website, go check him out. He's absolutely amazing, he's great to work with, and I've enjoyed my project working with him. Go check him out. I'll leave all the links in the description box below. Now this is one of the sections I love the most, because it's the time you get to see your curry bubbling away nicely and you get that lovely hearty feeling. I have been in on 5 minutes just to give it a little turn, make sure nothing's catching on the bottom, and nothing was. The bottom wasn't burnt. Wow, absolutely wow, just look at that. That is absolutely sublime. Right, so let's give this a little stir. Now with this one, unlike the previous two 30-minute curries, we don't need to booner the dish or reduce it down too much, because with the Pathia we want lots of luscious gravy. So what I'm going to do is give it a little taste and check to see whether it needs any adjustments, and then we'll take it from there. See whether it needs any more sweetness, sour, salt. That's lovely. I'm going to go in with some more mango chutney. I'm going to go in with another tablespoon of mango chutney. Remember, when you look at the recipe, the written description is always correct. Sometimes I'll say things and maybe get the odd ingredient wrong, but check the written in the drop down box below, because that's always right. That's perfect, absolutely perfect. Right, so the last 10 minutes to make sure the chicken is cooked through. Also, you might notice I'm using thighs lately. They're cheaper, better taste, better texture. I find that breasts dry out. Right, half of the coriander and a pinch of kasuri methi. Put it in your hands and make a powder. Mix that all through. That twang's come through, that tamarind has come through now. That's absolutely gorgeous. Right, so now what we want to do is simmer this on low for the final 10 minutes, and then it'll be ready to serve. Right, lid on again, because we don't want to reduce it down too much. And I'll be back in the last 10. Do you know what? You could even put 8 minutes up here, it'd be fine. So I'm gonna do 8, and then we're well in our 30 minutes cooking time. Right, I'm gonna have a top up, and I'll see you in 10, 8. Right, there we go, folks. All done. Right, let's have a look at this. 1, 2, 3. Absolutely beautiful. Right, let me put my LED light on for LED cam so you can see the nice colours. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, look at that Pathia. Look at that gravy. I even love seeing the oil rise to the top like that. Shows you that the curry's cooked nice. Oh my God, I mean, if you cook this for your family, they're going to love you. Not that they don't love you even more, but when they see mummy and daddy with these new skills, that is absolutely amazing. Right, so now it's time for the taste test, so I'm going to plate up. Oof, let me get my breath back. Make sure the lighting's all right. Make sure the cameras are all showing. Oh, now I can sit back and relax. Right, so let's have a little taste of this. I haven't actually had a Pathia for a long time. I hope you're enjoying these videos, and I hope you do cook these curries. It makes it so much worthwhile for me at home here. That is really good. I can't believe I've done that in 30 minutes, honestly I can't. It just tastes so good. It's so nice to see the progression of all my budding chefs out there, the post on the Secret Curry Club and on my own Al's Kitchen page. We've all come such a long way. 10 years ago I started this project. I for one can't even believe I'm cooking these curries, because I mean the earlier videos were terrible. Looking back at them, I didn't know what I was doing. I was winging it totally. Obviously I've come a long way myself, having a bit more experience and exposure in restaurants, talking to chefs and waiters. Lots of cooking time at home, a lot of practice, and I can finally say these are some of the best curries I've tasted, even though I've made them myself. There's nothing more for me to say in this episode but get cooking this lovely chicken pathia. So I'm going to put this in the fridge once it's cooled down and have this for dinner for Friday night's takeaway. We always have on a Friday night, either an Indian or a Chinese. I thought I had a Hertog Jan in the beer keg machine. That looks really cloudy, so I don't think that is it. It ain't the best actually, maybe it's gone off. Enough waffle from me. I love you all. See you in the next episode. I'm Al. I'm out of here. Let's have one more bit.